Hello, Sharoy, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, ma'am. How are you? Thanks for asking. I'm doing great, ma'am. We will start exactly by 3. Thanks for joining.
No, not at all. I'm not on the screen yet, right? Or am I on? Is it it's
No, you are
audible?
on the screen now. You are on the screen. Your audio is also perfect. So we will start
Okay.
now within 1 minute.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Thanks for joining. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
The light you can see clearly actually.
Very good afternoon, everyone. We will commence our fourth and final webinar of the Women-led Agri Startup for Development webinar series. The national webinar series is conducted under the National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management called MANAGE, an autonomous institute under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. Manage CIA is a business center, Agribusiness Incubator unit operating at Manage. Manage CIA taking lead role in promoting startup culture of the country by supporting agripreneurs and agri startup to redefine and accelerate their business. Manacia is hosting this series to support aspiring agripreneurs, agri-startup farmers, students, women, and youth to explore the innovation, scope, and potential in different sectors of agribusiness ecosystem. As informed, this webinar series is organized in connection with the G20 summit taking place in India for this year 2023. The topic for today's webinar is millets for food and nutrition security, entrepreneurship opportunities for women. As you all know, millets are widely grown in developing countries, particularly in Asia and Africa. Millets are superfoods that are valuable source of nutrition and have potential for increasing cultivation due to their ability to grow in marginal and drought-prone areas. They are extensively having opportunity in millets. That's why the United Nations have been declared 2023 as the International Year for Millets. Millets are gaining popularity due to their high nutrition value, gluten-free nature, and sustainability, making them a prime ingredient for startup in the food and beverage industry. Many startups are promoting the consumption of millets and bring attention to health and environmental benefit. Today we will be listening to founders of such amazing three startups that flourishing and accelerating their pathway with the millet-based business sector. For the with greatest pleasure, I welcome all the three speakers to the webinar and the participants who inspire us to come with such inspiring topics. So welcome to the fourth webinar and the final webinar series of today's webinar series. So we'll start with the introduction of our speaker, Krishna Kantawala, founder of Starter Food and its brand name Smart 11, a company engaged in production and marketing of healthy millet food. She is a marketing expert with over 15 years of experience in integrated marketing communication, brand development, and business development. She worked across diverse industries such as technology, luxury, retail, and electronics. In her last assignment, she worked as a global brand manager for a luxury tech company in Singapore, handling global markets like US, Middle East, and Japan. So without any delay, I welcome you, ma'am. The floor is all yours. You can now take up, please.
Hello, namaste, everybody. My name is Krishna Kantawala. I am the co-founder of Smart Foods, a startup based in Pune, Maharashtra. First, I would like to thank Mr. Alok as well as the managed team for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my journey with all of you all. And thank you for that introduction, Alok. I have been given around 15 minutes to share my experience being a millet entrepreneur. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just divide this session in three aspects. One, talking about the significance of millets. Alok has already introduced millets to you all, but a bit more into detail. Then my journey at Smart 11, we are a 1.5-year-old startup based out of Pune, Maharashtra. And after that, what are the opportunities for women entrepreneurs? Because trust me, the millet industry is full of wonderful women, entrepreneurs. I think women are naturally good at nurturing, because she has this motherly feeling about what is it I do, to nurture or make a child more better. And I feel they just pass this on, naturally, maybe even to their consumers. So without much delay, I am just going to share a small presentation with you all. And yeah, we'll take it forward. Thank you. Just give me a minute, please. Is my screen visible to everybody?
Show, yeah, good to go, ma'am. Now it is visible. Please
Wonderful.
go ahead.
Okay. So I believe at the start of this month, when the budget session was going on, everybody must have heard our Honorable Union Minister Shri Nirmala Sitharamanji talking about millets as well, and she very gracefully affixed, the word Shri before all the 11 millets. That is Shri, be it Shri Jawar, Shri Bajra, Shri Ragi. So that is the kind of importance actually millet has in our in our lives in today's time, especially. Giving you a small introduction about millets. Millets are a small group of highly variable small seeded cereals that are widely grown around the world as cereal crops or grains for both human food as well as fodder. If we talk about India, like it's an ancestral grain. We've been, we have, mentions about millets as old as, 5,000 years back in the Yajurveda text. There were millets like foxtail, barnyard, finger millets, which have been spoken about in our text, ancient text. So for centuries, our ancestors have known the secret to a healthy lifestyle, with millets being their formal staple diet. What are millets? They are a collective term for small nutri-cereals like jawar, ragi, bajra. Uh, just a minute, the screen is not moving further.
Try to scroll the mouse wheel, ma'am.
Sorry, come again? Oh, sorry,
You can
yes, done.
scroll. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
fair enough. So, why are millets so important? They are very rich in protein, fiber, and micronutrients that increase the body's immunity levels, that help combat disastrous disease like diabetes, cancer, digestive disorders. They even help to detoxify the body and even help control weight. This is the way they help people stay fit and healthy naturally. So what happened, but after some time, like if you talk about, there was an impact of green revolution around 5 decades back, when millets actually vanished from our food plates. Around 5 decades back, when India was facing a lot of crisis with the food shortage, in order to meet the requirements of the growing population, there was huge subsidies given by government for cultivation of wheat and paddy, and that is how we almost everybody started consuming only wheat and rice as a staple diet. Millets were vanishing from our food plates. They were looked upon, down upon as coarse grains, a poor man's food, or bird fodder. So that was something which a normal person would not want to consume. And this was very unfortunate. But the good part is that there was a revival of this tradition. This trend was reversed almost a decade back by the government with agriculture ministry as well as multiple institutes who initiated the awareness about millets back under the on under Prime Minister Modi's leadership. Right from farm to fork, there was a revival of millets. It was got back to the plates. So what was done? There was a lot of technical and financial support which was being given across the value chain system, right from farmers to cultivate more of millets in their farms, to processors and manufacturers who could come out with multiple products that can be consumed easily in form of millets, because millet consumption was not as easy as wheat and rice. There was a process to which you have to consume it. So that was being made easier. There were entrepreneurs who started looking for millet markets, and at the end the consumers were also sensitized about the health benefits of millets, and that is how this process over the past decade has led us to huge awareness about millet consumption in today's time. Like everybody knows, 2023 is the International Year of Millets. We are celebrating it was declared by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, the onset given by Government of India and supported by 72 other countries. So why millets? Like I already mentioned, they are packed with goodness of protein, micronutrients, and fiber. They fit some of the biggest global health food trends, be it being a superfood, ancient grains, being gluten-free, low on glycemic index, high on fiber, and good for managing weight. So that is the reason these humble grains are packed with huge benefits that can help combat today's modern lifestyle diseases and help people stay fit and healthy naturally. Millets are good for you, good for the planet, and good for the farmers as well. So we all know that we are facing a lot of climate crisis, global warming, there's environmental issues, there's depleting water. And if we look at sustainability for our planet, it's kind of in danger. So we are actually looking up to millets as the answers to this. They are the answer to sustainability, feeding 8 billion humans, combating climate crisis, and supporting marginal farmers. How? There is a low on carbon footprint. They grow in drought conditions as well. They're climate smart crops, have zero carbon output, and that they can be also manufactured, sorry, cultivated by the marginal farmers who probably do not have enough amount for fertilizers, etc. So they can actually use the cultivating of millets for their farms. Millets also have the potential to achieve the sustainable global development goals set by the United Nations. Four of those: zero hunger, good health and well-being, sustainable consumption and production, and climate action. So this is the reason millet is looked up to as the next best alternative to superfoods and next best alternative to wheat and paddy. The more consumption of millets we have, the lesser pressure we'll have on the climate, on the planet, the higher support for the marginal farmers, and most importantly, it is going to be much more. It's going to make people much more healthier. Coming to Smart Foods, our company, I'm going to share a small story about how exactly I got into, millets. Like Alok mentioned that I've had a good marketing background and I was last working in Singapore as a global brand manager. So while I was working there, I realized that most of the non-Indians, like there were Singaporeans, there were people from China, and there's a mixed crowd. Most of these people used to eat a lot of healthy grains on that as a daily diet. Be it buckwheat, be it millets, be it amaranth. So this was something which was a part of their daily diet. They used to make all their bakery products, etc., and they were considered as superfoods. And I often kept wondering that what exactly we do, because back in India, most of these foods we, kind of ignore or maybe eat it on some special days if there's a fasting or something. Otherwise, we generally don't look up to eating these superfoods. That is the reason when I wanted to move back to India, I decided that if I'm working for eco-friendly diamonds, which is not something which is like going to help a lot of people, why wouldn't I work on an eco-friendly food initiative? And I decided to come back, do a bit of my research, and thought about what I could do possibly to make India a healthier place. So I moved back to India. I started my research. I came across IIMR. I understood, got more understanding about millets. My startup, Smart Foods, which basically envisions bringing in a revolution in the kind of food the world eats. What we basically do is we offer food that promotes nutritional and responsible eating globally, while creating sustainability for marginal farmers and supporting climate conscious crops. The global health food market size is almost $350 billion. And I think millets can be an answer to, the staple food which can replace wheat and rice, and a lot of multiple disease which we get because of consumption of a lot of gluten as well as starch coming out of these staple foods. Like I mentioned, like wrong food habits are the underlying cause for almost 90% disease, be it constant stress to stay slim, eating disorders, obesity, and malnutrition amongst children due to increased junk food intake. Um, Overall, almost 13% of the world population suffers from obesity. That is because of wrong food habits. So what do we do at Smart 11? Smart 11 fills in a definitive gap of health foods that are not just nutritious. Since they're made out of millets, they're very nutritious. We've even tried to make them extremely delicious with giving the best of the taste mixes, etc., without any preservatives, without energies, etc. And these are wholesome meals that satiate hunger. Because generally, when we are hungry, and we talk about, okay, people who think that they're on a diet, on a fat diet, etc., they generally think that maybe they have to survive on salads or juices. But the idea is that everybody feels hungry, and that time you want to eat something which satiates your hunger. So what we did is we made these comfort foods which people love to eat, like noodles, cookies, pastas, etc., in a healthier version that everybody can eat without compromising on their health. At the same time, we wanted to make products which are easy to cook, like our millet noodles. They take just 5 minutes to cook. They're instant noodles. There is no maida, there is no oil, there is no MSG, and there's no preservatives. They can be cooked very easily in 5 minutes by just adding the the contents to a boiling water, and you have sorry. I'm getting some notifications in between, Alok. I don't know.
Yeah, that we will take up last, right? These are the questions actually that we will take towards the end.
Fine, fine, sorry. So Smart 11 fills a definitive gap of health foods that are nutritious, delicious, are easy to cook, and wholesome foods that satiate hunger. So they're perfect for the urban on-the-go consumers who want to stay fit and healthy naturally without compromising on their taste buds, but do not have enough time to cook elaborate meals. Um, in the past 1.5 years, we launched a brand in 2021 in May. It's been a wonderful journey. We've exported to USA, Australia. Just a moment. There is some problem. I'm getting a lot of notifications in between, Alok. I'm so sorry.
It's related to WebEx notification. What notification you are related to is the webinar that is
Yes,
popping up in your screen.
yes, that is the reason that my screen goes like it's lost.
Okay, okay, no problem. You can continue, ma'am. Not a problem.
Just give me a moment, please.
Sure, sure.
The screen is not moving. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just leave it out there. I don't know if you can share the
Should we share the screen?
PPT from your end.
Yeah, yeah, we will share the screen. Saurabh, can you please share the screen? Kindly
Yes.
request you to wind up
Okay,
by
okay.
2 minutes, ma'am, because that's a time schedule. We will share the screen by our side. Not a problem.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Not a problem, ma'am. Not a problem. You can continue, ma'am. You can explain. You can share your agripreneurial journey. Meanwhile, we will load the
Sure.
screen. Okay.
Sure. So basically, my company has been incubated at the Institute of Millets, where we got a very good training on the crops, the technology part of millets, how we exactly can process, and what are the market opportunities for millets. While doing that, in the past 1.5 years, we've had a fabulous journey. We've been selling our products through online e-commerce portals like Amazon, Big Basket, etc. We are having our distribution across 5 states in India. Through multiple supermarket as well as modern retail chains, plus a bit in general trade as well. At the same time, we've had export opportunities to countries like USA, Australia, Norway, Nepal. So it's been a very promising journey. We've also won an award, the Poshak Anaj Award, for being the only startup who's got a complete grant of 25 lakhs by the Government of India, and manages RKVY-RAFTAAR program, supported by Indian Institute of Millet Research at NutriHub. And since then, we've seen that the government has also been very supportive in terms of giving us, market support from APEDA to multiple initiatives in terms of exhibitions, creating awareness about our brands, taking it to multiple embassies and multiple countries for displays, etc. So that way we are seeing in the past 1.5 years, millets have been become very popular, and there is a huge support given to entrepreneurs from the government side to sensitize consumers as well about consumption of more of millets. So what happens is that whatever we are eating in terms of a regular food, if we are going to replace it with millets, we are going to naturally make ourselves healthy. At the same time, it's a small way we are giving back to the environment, by giving less pressure on the environment. Can you move to the next slides, please?
Sure, sure, ma'am.
Next. Next. Like I was saying, millets are good for everyone. One can eat them guilt-free anytime, anywhere. They are an instant nutritious mid-meal snacking. It's a healthy makeover of fast food one can make out of millets, because most of our products are made with that. There's no maida used, there's no oil used, there are no preservatives used. At the same time, they can naturally be, boost the immunity of one's body. Next, please. So one can eat them guilt-free anytime, anywhere. This is some of our achievements. We've been incubated, I already mentioned about it, and a grant support from Government of India. Next, please. These are some of our products. We have millet noodles, instant pastas. Next, please. We have gluten-free millet khakras or crispies, how we actually try to promote them abroad.
Krishna ma'am, sorry to interject, ma'am, because we have lack of time. Kindly request you to wind up within 1 minute, ma'am.
Sure.
Because
sure.
we're having two more speakers are remaining. That's right.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
And millet cookies, and we have 20 other products which we plan to launch in the next 3 months. Next, please. These are just some of our achievements. We already spoke about the exports and our presence here in the Indian domestic market. Next, please. So this is how Smart India envisions to help through millets support towards the future food sustainability for the entire world. Next, please. Just move to next. I have a small bit which I would want to share, like what are the opportunities for women entrepreneurs in the millet space. Could you just go to the next page, next slide, please. So there are farm to fork opportunities for women entrepreneurs right from farm, wherein talk about aggregation and procurement in form of farmer produce organizations or self-help groups, where we can support women entrepreneurs, women farmers, or collectively take the produce and sell it to millet companies. At the same time, there are opportunities in supply of processing units. There's a huge opportunity for exporting millet grains. There's a raw millets are being widely consumed by humans. At the same time, for bird and animal fodder, which is in other countries, there's a huge opportunity for that. Second is also in terms of primary and secondary and tertiary processing. There are there's technology available for with IML, especially for more than 75 different products one can make out of millets. At the same time, if you talk about value-added products, where we are right now, there are ready-to-eat, ready-to-cook products, there are beverages, plant-based and fortified products which are made out of millets. There's even opportunity for millet beer. There's a processing, distribution, as well as exporting of these products is widely, in demand right now. Next, please. Also, the other opportunities are for many women if they want to get into promoting and millet startups. So be it in the digital marketing, digital campaigns, to exhibitions. There are multiple government initiatives as well as NGOs which are supporting millet products. So those are a couple of opportunities in promotion and advertisement. Then there is other opportunities we have. There are a lot of women entrepreneurs who are coming up as home chefs, who are dishing out lovely millet products, lovely millet cuisines. There is opportunity for a lot of dietitians as well as nutritionists who promote millets to their members. At the same time, there are also opportunities for having restaurants which are exclusively dishing out millet dishes. These are a couple of other opportunities for women entrepreneurs. So like we see, there's a lot of this support which is coming from IMF as well as manage to support women entrepreneurs across all of these.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, could you please summarize in 1 minute, because we have 2 more speakers?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So these are a couple of opportunities which are there, and there is a support from Indian Institute of Millet Research as well as managed under government's multiple initiatives and PM Yojanas for female entrepreneurs. There is support in terms of financial assistance given at 0 interest rates. At the same time, there are also opportunities for them to start self-help groups, etc. So these are some of the things which women can explore. Millet industry is growing by leaps and bounds, and we look at it as the next best thing which will happen to the food industry. And I am very proud to be a part of this. That is it from my end. Thank you so much for hearing me out, and I'm hoping more and more female entrepreneurs can join this bandwagon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Krishna ma'am, to sharing. It's a really inspiring story of the Smart 11 and sharing the activities and the opportunities in this sector. So now we request to Alok to introduce our next speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Amit. So we'll quickly go to the next speaker. So our second speaker for the day is Dr. Bindu Gauri, founder of G-Tech Agrotech Private Limited. She's a renowned social activist, trainer, researcher, agricultural, environmental consultant, and an international sales and marketing person. Over 18 years of progressive experience in international agro-food marketing and waste management. Dr. Bindu, she take lead role in supporting tribal women entrepreneurs developing a forming the self-help joint liability group and supporting them by training, developing, branding, marketing of their product. For marketing the farmers' products, she have formed a brand called G Tree and export license to market the healthy agro-food products. And for marketing the tribal products, she have formed a brand called Tribal Treasures and direct market linkage to the consumer. So without any delay, I welcome you, Bindu ma'am. You can now take up, ma'am, please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all. I'm very thankful. Can you hear me? Everything is
Yes, ma'am. It's
hello.
perfect, ma'am. Please. Yes, ma'am. Continue, ma'am,
Okay.
please.
Okay. And
Yeah.
my video also it's visible.
It's perfect.
Like,
Videos, it's PPT, everything is done, ma'am. You can just take up. Yeah. Hello?
okay, 1 minute.
Yeah, please.
We are detecting network issue. Want to turn off self video. Self video is necessary or just can I go ahead with that?
Yeah, it is totally your liberty, ma'am. If you want to keep your video on, you can keep it on, or else you can make it off. Not a problem. The
Okay.
PPT is loaded, ma'am. You can just guide when to change the slide. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Okay. My name is Bindu Gauri. I'm from Coimbatore. And actually, our journey in millet started by, I can say, from 2014 onwards. So in 2014, there was a research. Basically, I'm a researcher, and I was not having any much experience in doing business or any entrepreneurial activities. But everything happened like, it started in 2014, where I got a project from UNDP to work with the tribal people in the tribal settlement regarding their health issues. Actually, the tribal settlement in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and different part of Karnataka, they were having a lot of health issues due to their social change and agriculture changes and all. So that was my research work for UNDP, and based on that research work, I have found that they were actually for 20 almost 25 years gap was there in their agricultural activities. So in order to promote them, actually there was another supporting research work also was there to help me, because in 1995 in Avinashilingam Home Science University of Coimbatore, they have done a research work in the area of tribal settlement in Tamil Nadu, because they were having there were a lot of child death used to happen in that area, because in 1993 there was actually almost 130 and above children been having a lot of problems, lot of health issues, and out of them almost there was child death and stillbirth, and mothers were not having enough breast milk. These were the health issues they were having in the area of tribal settlement. And based on this, what you call research work, in 1995, Avinashilingam Home Science University, they developed a health drink. Actually, it is like, to promote the cultivation in the agriculture area, they gave the seed and to the farmers and developed the agriculture activities. This was it's an eye opener for me. And they developed a health drink and made the children to drink, and they got back like almost 87% of the health issues being recovered. So by studying this this issues and UNDP project also helped me to understand more about the millets, and the same idea we have selected actually with the help of ICAR, Agribusiness School. We give the training to women farmers, and we gave the seeds to the farmers, and not only seeds, fertilizer, the organic fertilizer, and made them to grow in some areas of millet, different kind of millets. So so after that we bought back. Next, can you change the next slide? So after that we purchased almost the millet grown in this area. We purchased and made them to made them to clean it, because we gave them almost 25 to 30 group of women, that is almost 250 women. We gave them the job opportunity to cleaning, sorting, and all the first primary processing unit. So in that, apart from, and then the second year also we did that one, but in order to support them, because it was the first part of value chain management. Second part we didn't enter. We didn't enter because we were not having enough knowledge.
Hello.
And millet flakes and all to the market. We made another group, another women group that is actually supporting only for market. And then
sorry to interrupt,
we were not having enough
from
funds,
your side,
a
ma'am.
lot of issues.
Kindly request you switch off the video, ma'am, because I think there is a network issue from your side. So voice is breaking in between. So it will be kind if you can switch off the video, ma'am.
Hello?
Then it will be proper.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I was asking you to
I
switch
will,
off the video, ma'am, because that network will be
yeah,
more
I'll
better
switch off
than.
the video.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
continue,
now
ma'am.
it
Please
is better.
continue.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
so
it is
sorry.
better now. Yeah, not a problem, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens. Okay.
So the primary processing, we were having a lot of women, almost 200 women to support us. And secondary, that almost secondary processing, when it came, we it is a funded project by ICAR. So where we used to give the training programs for the women to do the value added products, like secondary value added products. So this training programs is still going on. I'm a faculty in there. So out of that, like we selected few of the very good recipe people and very good producers to do the secondary value addition. And and then the fourth step we came into, it's forming a private limited company. In that private limited company, it's only to support the women group and women farmers and tribal farmers. So in this private limited company, actually, because as a social scientist, I always wanted to do something which is helpful for the people, and we should grow together. Actually, because when I was giving the seeds to the farmers and I was giving to the fertilizer to these farmers, I slowly started
Hello, ma'am. Are you there? Because we are not able to hear you. Hello. Hello, Bindu, ma'am. Are you there? Yeah, some network issue.
I think some network issue is there.
Yeah.
The what they called Krishi
Bindu, ma'am,
Vijnana
will you
Kendra,
please-
that is Krishi Vijnana Kendra, and I see we got the private limited company, and second we applied for RKVY-RAFTAAR also. So in that case also we got the support from the government. So slowly came into the market, and in this now we have a lot of women associated with us, and still there are a lot of opportunity for the upcoming. We give the training to the new entrepreneurs and supporting them to establish a new entity. And not only that, can you change the next slide? I hope everybody can read. I'm not going to explain. This is what I already explained about the malnutrition problem in the tribal communities and everything. So there was like gap in between the MSP and the mediators, like a middleman used to get for a very bottom line price from the tribal communities. So where we have started doing as a social entrepreneur, we gave 10% more than the market price to the farmers, where the farmers are also happy, and the marketing is direct marketing up to this moment, because we are directly marketing to the end customers. So we are giving for them it is for a better price. So end customers are also happy because they are getting the very good product for a better price. This is the total way of our work. Can you change the next slide? So as promoting millet, of course, you know that from 2014 to 15 onwards, I've been associated with IAMA, and as a woman group person, and as a what do you call the resource person, I have actually gone to many places and given classes and making the awareness. Still today also I have actually given the radio program, especially to promote millets. And so there are a lot of women are coming in this, especially because you know it should be the millet. Already Krishna ma'am said all the detail about the health benefit of millets, so I need not to explain about the health benefit. But definitely, you know, what are the opportunity is, because women are the main cook of the family, because not only women, all of them, but even though as a main pillar of the family, you can cook and give the food to family members. That is the main thing for the and apart from that, a good opportunity for selling your homely food to the other people also, because now the home food is the best opportunity for any person who is not educated also, because I myself know there are a lot of women who is not educated. You know, I stay in a place where people is not very like fully not educated, like some of them even don't know how to sign their signature, but the food is the food they make is extremely good. So there is a good opportunity for home food. If anybody wants to do, people who is listening, because there are new people, new entrepreneurs who wants to become the entrepreneurs, must be listening. You can market the home food is the best
Bindu,
opportunity.
ma'am, sorry to
And
interrupt
can you
you.
change the next
Could you please finish the
slide?
presentation in the next 2 minutes? Hello.
Is it, can you change the slide?
Yeah, Bindu ma'am, we kindly request you to wind up
Next,
within 1
can
minute,
you,
ma'am.
this is all
Actually, we are
explained by
lack of
ma'am,
time.
Krishna ma'am, so it's better. You can change the next one. Actually, now we have made not two, now actually there is another one more brand. The three brands made by us. G3 is the main brand. It is actually out in G3, we have a lot of other 2-3 brands are there. One is Tribal Treasures, where we do this is actually supporting only for the women who is staying inside the forest, like people who is depending on the forest. We are supporting them to, develop the product and collect the material from the forest area. And second one, value addition, cleaning and sorting and drying, everything is supporting. And third is branding and selling in the market. So Tribal Treasures is only for the product getting from the forest area. Honey, it covers many products are there. And G3, there is one more product called, one more brand is Ayur Millets. Ayur Millets is a brand for millet products and millet product like value added, secondary value added products also. Can you change the next slide? This is the journey milestone we have started from 2015 to 2020. Now we are in 23, but still millet journey is going on. Next one. So in the millet products, we have the value added products. We have ragi flour, ragi malt, malt, and based on the ethnic traditional food, we made puttu powder, and rice raw we are selling in the market, parboiled actually, which is another research work of us in order to support, improve the shelf life of the product. We made them into parboiling, and parboiled rice also available, and cookies, murukku, and adai mix, and dehydrated products, puliyogre mix, pongal mix, idli dosa batter powder, and many products. Now biryani mix, dosa ready to cook, dosa mix, and even what do you call upma mix. Many products are coming, and still there are sweet, many things which is not added also are available. Can you change the next one?
Ma'am, we have very short
And
time.
of course, as I told,
we have to finish it now. Yeah, we can quickly run through the presentations of the products which you are showing. Yeah.
market, of course, the market segment, the main market of ours, it's all over India, and we haven't started exporting, but our product is already gone to many part of world. But hopefully maybe within 1 year time, we'll be entering into export market also. This is Attapadi. I don't know whether you all know about this place. It is actually Somalia of Kerala. It is like consider now the improvement in the health also. There's a lot of social changes happen in that area now after the cultivation of millets. So
Yeah.
next one. So of course,
Please,
this
we
is
have
a
to stop
product
actually
which
here.
we are making.
One more
I
speaker
think
is
I can
there.
stop.
To take questions.
Questions from
Can
the
you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you, ma'am. But due to time constraint, we have to stop. There is one more speaker is there. So it's a really good to know from you that how you started as a researcher, and you are creating the employment to 200 plus women entrepreneurs. It's great to know the story of your startup called G3. Participants are requested to put your questions in the chat box, or you can raise hand to ask the questions directly to the speakers that we will take at the end of the session. You can raise the hands. So now I request to Alok introduce to our last speaker of this webinar.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. Thank you. So our third and final speaker for the day is Shauravi Malik. She is one of the co-founder of Surf Farm and Millet. A booming startup, Surf Farm was born to provide healthy, yummy, and natural food for our children. Shauravi brings over a decade of financial experience. She worked in the customer, healthcare, and retail advisory sector. She was an investment manager at Sir Richard Branson Group holding entity at the Virgin Group in London. She holds a master degree in economics from Cambridge University. So without any further ado, I kindly request Madam to take up. The floor is yours, ma'am. You can now take up, please.
Can you let me share screen? Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. We had given that. You can share by
Okay,
yourself, ma'am,
perfect.
please.
Cool. Can you see my screen actually?
Yeah,
Alright.
so it's visible, ma'am, please.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. This should be better. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me here, Alok, and thank you for organizing this webinar. Thank you to all the participants who are listening. I'm going to briefly, in about 3-4 minutes, tell you a little bit about our company and then spend another few minutes telling you about how we are helping both small farmers and women in what we do. And I would also like to ask any of the participants here for help on how to do it better. I started with my co-founder a company called Slurp Farm, and in 2016 we came to market. We are two mothers, and we started Slurp Farm because it's really difficult to find healthy food on the shelf for young children. And that was a problem that both of us faced. So Meghna grew up in Bangalore. My mother is from Bangalore. So eating ragi and millets was very common in our house, I will say that. But when we both had children, we really struggled to find the right kind of food on the shelf. And, at home, it would be, I guess maybe we grew up eating ragi mudde, or for me at least, that was the case in my household. And Meghna's mother used to make this ragi drink. And when we had children, we thought, how can we make it yummy in a way that is easy for our children to eat not just ragi, but all other millets, and eat it in their daily life, versus thinking, oh, it's really difficult to prepare. So that was the starting point and the journey. Thank you, by the way, to both Bindu and Krishna. You talked a lot about how millets are good, so I'm not going to go into that, and I hope everybody was listening. But broadly, at Slurp Farm, we make food which is good for us, good for the farmer, good for the planet. We're building India's most loved kid foods brand, and with Millet, we are taking Indian super grains to the world. All of what we make has no refined sugar or refined flour, and we are artificial additives and preservatives free. And in our company, we have three goals that we try to also achieve while growing our brand, which is firstly improving people's health, confidence, and well-being. So we don't make any food which is zero nutrition or junk food. Secondly, we always use better for the planet grains. We talked about how millets are better for the planet, but we are also trying to be plastic neutral as a company. And the third is that we want to contribute to a fairer and socially inclusive world. So 1% of all revenue that we make goes to Akshay Patra in serving their midday meals, which are made with millets. How do we do this, right? We feel if you, like mums, if you make something yummy and your child finishes the bowl, that means as a brand you are really winning, right? You're winning the heart of your customer. A little bit about our company. We have about 40 products across different meal times. So we make cereals, we make pancake, dosa, cake, puffs. We make noodles and vermicelli. We also have, and all of these have millets in them. And then we also sell things like jaggery, coconut, nut powder, chia seeds, because we want children to have a healthy diet from the very start. We work with different influencers to launch our products so that people hear about them and awareness is created. These are our breakfast cereals. These are the noodles and vermicelli that we make. And this is the latest launch of cereals. We have another almost 20 different type of cereals. In everything we do, we try to make it fun. So, for example, these are cards that children can use to understand alphabets. We launched a campaign called Unjunk India, which helps to spread a zero junk promise. So it's really to make people aware of eating millets again. And that campaign was on everything, so from the box to the packaging to the communication. And Millet is the second brand, and Millet means 1000, and it's 1,000 food stories. So we sell both the grain, foxtail, little millet, ragi, but also different flours. We have cake and pancake and cereal flakes. We sell in many different countries in the US, in the UK, in Europe, in Singapore. I wanted to show you one other quick thing. Are you able to see my screen? Are you?
Yes, man. Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Good to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Okay. So wait, hold on. No, it's sharing something else. Hold on. Stop sharing.
Close that full screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to very quickly tell you a little bit about the topic of today's conversation, right? So that was about us. And how can women-led agri startups help development? And I wanted to share what we are doing. So the why millets part, I'll keep brief. I want to talk about our first farmers visit. Can we design a better food system? And how can we keep farmers and women at the heart of what we do? In general, we all know, but our food needs to become our medicine. And doctors are not learning enough about food. In a 4-year medical degree course, people often spend 4 hours learning about food. And millets, lentils, legumes are natural sources of micronutrients. Also, over 50% of plant-derived calories come from rice, wheat, or corn. But we are running out of water to grow this. And millets need very little water. As a company, what have we committed to doing? So we have committed to partnering with 2 millet farmer cooperatives and approximately 10,000 farmers by 2025. That gives us just 2 years to do this. And we want to ensure farmers are able to earn a living wage, not just subsistence wage. We want to enable female employment through 2 things: the institutions we work with and also employment generation. Today, we're a company of nearly 80 employees and 60% of them are women. And we really strongly believe in that because we're 2 women running this company, but we want to be an amazing place for young women to come and work and partner with us, right? As we grow, what we did was our first visit was to Maharashtra, to MoA&FW, which is the Mahila Arthik Vikas Mandal. And this group of farmers, our team was actually working with them to understand the mathematics, right? How can companies like ours source from small farmers, and how can we actually make change on the ground? And we found many things, and I'm happy to answer more questions. The text is on the pages, but the math's not that easy because we source at about 35 rupees a kilo, but small farmers sell to their friends, relatives, people they know at more price than what we currently source at, so 45 to 48 rupees. So this was the math that we are trying to then say, okay, how can you scale use of millets, and how can you make sure the net earnings per farmer per season is higher than this, right? We learned many interesting things. How small farm holdings, the average is 0.1 acre, right? Fragmented. How to help FPOs. And a lot of the FPOs have a lot of women working in them. They're not set up to take care of transportation. They don't have a fixed buyer. Prices fluctuate. So as a company, I'm also here to tell you, maybe there are people in the audience listening, you have a way to link SMEs like ours with small farm holders. And can we keep that small farmer and women at the heart of growth in the millet sector as we see growth here? And I just wanted to end with one saying that is useful to keep in our mind, because it feels we're all small today and it's difficult to do, but what we can do in 10 years is the legacy and the dream. So that's it. Thank you from Wholesome Foods. And that's our brand ambassador, Anushka.
Yeah, thank you so much, sorry man, for this wonderful presentation and sharing the story of your the brand that you created, Slum. Of course, it's a very renowned brand. Half of the participants maybe they know, maybe almost they know the brand, which is very popular for the baby foods and especially for the millet products. So now we'll take up these few questions for the participants as time is very less, and I also noted a few questions. So the first question. Maybe from my side, I'll take for the all speakers. That is, ma'am, as we are celebrating this International Millet Year, what are the different unique activities you are planning for this year to celebrate this G20 special year? Yeah, Bindu, ma'am, or maybe ma'am, you can also start with yours also. Yeah.
Can I start?
Yeah, ma'am,
Please.
you can.
And you, the
Okay,
speaker, can start. Not a problem. Yeah, please.
Okay. So already we have started, and the activities from the day one onwards, we started our activities to give awareness to the people, like what is the specialty of millets, and how the lifestyle problems been recovered, and how we can support them with the customers, it's already started. We have formed a Kerala millet vision in Kerala, and the program is still going on. And every villages, every district having the people who is coming up with the cultivational activities. They wanted to grow the millets in their paddy land and other places, and so we are supplying seeds to them. And apart from that, supporting the small farmers, like small farmers group, FPOs, to value add, process the products and sell it in the market, for their, in the nearby places and all, supporting them. And already we have started working with this now, actually, as a part of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. We already started working on the millet education, especially millet education, you can say that.
Great initiatives, ma'am. Thank you. Krishna ma'am, or maybe Shravani ma'am, if you want to say any special activities you planned from your startup.
Firstly, I'm really happy because I think the government, right from the Prime Minister to different ministers, are doing so much to popularize millets as something that everybody should eat. And that goes a long way, because the toughest part, I think, for most people so far has been, when you're used to eating a certain diet, that change is very difficult to incorporate. As a company, I think the special thing that we will do is actually what we've been trying to do very hard for the last 6 years, right? Which is, if you can truly get people to adopt change in their habit of how they eat, then everything will follow. Because if there is demand for something, then the whole chain will work, from your infrastructure to the production of the grains itself, to sourcing, to people helping in the entire ecosystem and chain. So our focus has always been on making sure the end consumer gets awareness around how to eat millets and to make it easy in their lives.
Thank you. Krishna ma'am, any activities from your side?
Yes, so because we are a relatively new startup, and we are actually in a very good space right now, to take benefit out of the opportunities the government is giving out for having multiple initiatives to promote the consumption of millets. To the extent that since I'm based here in Pune, and there are a lot of colleges around, they have been given mandates by the government to have one millet activity every month. There could be a millet mela, or there are sessions on millet. So it is slowly percolating, right from where the Prime Minister has been talking, the government agencies or the entrepreneurs are trying to talk about millets. But at the end level, where the consumer, the sensitization which is happening through multiple initiatives, I think millet as a term, Sharvi, has been in this 2016. I'm sure you would have an experience that when you would go out and talk about millets, most of the people wouldn't know the concept itself. The term millet was like such a foreign term, like nobody knew about it. Because today the awareness levels have been increased so drastically that everybody is aware. And we as a startup, what we have done is that we are, we are building up a team right now, and where we are in 4 states right now. We are, planning to target almost 10 other states where we plan to start our operations. In this current year, that could be based through exhibitions, having more distributors, super stockists online. So I think it's working out
Yeah,
fabulous.
it's great initiatives and plan. Actually, you are working on that. So I can see in the participant Dr. Dhananjay Rao sir is there and is continuously raising his hand. So I'm allowing him to ask the question directly to the participants.
Thank you, sir. I am Dr. K. Dhananjay Rao, Director of Industrial and International Programs, Dr. YSR Horticulture University, Andhra Pradesh, and Tadepalligudem, West Godavari district. So congratulations to 3 speakers, excellent presentations, women entrepreneurs in millets. Really congratulations, madam. And I want one suggestion, because Horticulture University is focusing mostly on fruits and vegetables. And I want to give one suggestion, add some products of fruits and vegetables also, hearty millet like that, because fruits and vegetables are rich in the minerals and vitamins. So we just prepared biscuits also here. And why don't you add, because this are rich in vitamins and minerals, hearty millet like that. You think of it, and in your programs also, you think of it, madam.
Definitely, so we could get in touch with you to understand more about these products. Like some of our products, like we have come up with some cookies which will actually have fruit pulp in that, so it's as a part of a national sweetener as well as a flavor which is added. So we could definitely explore those opportunities to know how we can inculcate more of fruit and vegetables in our products. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the question. I hope you got the answer. There is one question is coming from participant side, Mr. Harish Krishna. Maybe any speaker can answer this, that what kind of packaging material they should use for when it comes to the consumable products. He is especially asking for the mushroom, but I can say whenever it comes to the food, what kind of packaging they should use that can be accepted by the customers as well, and it should be affordable to the startups as well. So ma'am, maybe Shori ma'am or maybe Krishna ma'am, you can mainly highlight on this point. What kind of packaging material should prefer for the food products to maintain shelf life of any product?
So his question says, what kind of packaging material should be used after edible coating in button mushroom?
Yeah. Harish, yeah.
I didn't understand the question, but I can just
Yeah.
say very quickly, actually for us, we are always looking for innovation in packaging, because all food plastic packaging is currently plastic. It has a layer of plastic unless you want to make short shelf life food, right? And I think the world will get to a point where we have the sort of innovation where you can have food plastics which are biodegradable. In today's world, when you want to increase shelf life, then you have to use 3-layer packaging. So basically it will have a plastic, a metal, and a plastic, and you have to make sure it's fully anaerobic, so there's no oxygen, and therefore that increases your shelf life. And especially for millets, this is quite important.
Okay, I hope Harish, you got the answer. We'll quickly move to one participant has raised his
Also, I
hand.
just want to add that Mr. Harish, there
Yes,
is
ma'am.
the Indian Institute of Packaging Management, which we've had sessions from them, and he could actually approach them, because if he's looking for a specific answer, they could actually help them as per his product requirement. Indian
Right,
Institute of
right.
Packaging Management, yeah.
Yeah, I request to Rahul, please unmute to Rahul. Mr. Rahul Kumar, he want to ask some question. He raised the hand. Saurabh, could you please unmute him? Yeah. Dr. Rahul, you can ask the question. Hello. The next participant, Kannan, he raised his hand. He can ask the question.
Yeah, my question is to both Krishna and Sharavi. So, both of you are established brands. Are you ready to supply on private label also for these value-added products? Am I audible?
I'm very happy to answer that. Look, I think for us, building a brand is the primary thing that we spend a lot of time on. In terms of private label, every time, I think it depends a little bit also on the amount of time or volume, right? Very difficult for small companies to invest in another small company, and every product deserves adequate time, effort to make it perfect. So sometimes, and we always want to support other small companies in their journey, because many people have supported us. But it's difficult if someone comes and says, I want to make 100 or 1,000 of this, when I'm also in that same journey myself, and each product to make 1,000 of them will take these many days of your life. So I think I always say the first investors in our company were actually the large food manufacturing companies who decided to work with us. And so if you want private label, it's quite useful to go find somebody who does exactly that product you want to make, and that is their core expertise.
Sharavi, I will pick it from among your product categories. In that case, volume doesn't matter to me. Whether you would be principally ready to do it. That's what
There are many stages, people don't think just volume, but packaging, in your packaging, the pricing, the person who has to do the finance, the invoicing. all of those things take time.
Okay, thank you.
So I think startups are not geared to incubate startups within them at this stage is probably my assessment after trying to do this actually.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I hope Kandan you got the answer. So many questions are coming in the chat box, but due to time constraint, we are not able to take the all questions. But we are putting the details of the speakers in the chat box so they can connect through email and they can ask the questions. Definitely, our speakers will try to give the answers of their queries, whatever they want to help from their side. So as we are coming to the end of this webinar series of the G20 side event. So many participants are there. I can see continuously from last 1 week. If they would like to share the feedback of this webinar series, it's more welcome from our end. If you can share few things related to this webinar series, what are the topics you are looking for in the future, that we will really like to hear from your side. So just quickly raise the hand, so we'll unmute you to hear from your end. Anyone who like to give the feedback? Also, we have circulated the feedback link also in the chat box, so you can reach to us through that form. You can mention what are the topics also you are looking for, what time you are looking for, so that in the future we can come up with the good webinars. Also, Manage CIA running its unique webinar Saturday webinar series every Saturday since from last 2.5 years. We are running this webinar series. There we are calling such a good experts from the different areas based on the topics. So where you can also participate in this webinar series. Also, I would like to give some important updates related to the Agri-Eureka national level business challenge, which is currently applications are open. So the participants can visit to our MindSCI website and they can apply for this Agri-Eureka challenge. Also, as Bindu ma'am and Krishna ma'am share that they got supported under RKVY-RAFTAAR for that cohort 9 applications are now open.
So actually, we would like to get some feedback from the participants because it's a special webinar we conducted. Unlike the other webinar series we are conducting, we're having very inspiring 12 women entrepreneurs join with us for this 4 webinar series. So it's a special webinar compared to the other webinar we used to conduct. So we really appreciate if someone can give a feedback about how it helped, how the opportunity get, the redesign, how you understand the overall startup culture, the women-led agri startup development. So we really appreciate that. So I kindly request any of the participants may kindly raise the hand so that we can unmute and you can deliver very valuable feedback which we will take into consideration. And if any positive is there which we have to improve anything, we will taking into very prior consideration. So I think we can.
My name is Tangapandian.
Yes, sir, please.
From Trichy, Tamil Nadu. We are working very closely with the women folks, particularly women farmers. So this particularly this today, the women entrepreneurs, very with a good inspiration. So we also want to promote this kind of startup through our NGOs, if possible. So how Manage can help us? This is actually I put up in the form. You may write to us. My email address is with you.
Sure,
we are in the interior part. Working with a very vulnerable community. Of course, our women, they're doing a lot of small activities. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. Because we will be sending an email including the contact number and including the email ID. So you can revert back to that email address and we will help you on that, sir. So thank you for the feedback. I think we will wind up. It's the last session for this webinar series, and I appreciate all the participants for joining with us, and really thank all the speakers, all the 12 speakers actually, who joined with us and give very wonderful, delivered a very wonderful session. So thanks a lot and looking forward. And we will be also coming with more webinar, which will add more value to your entrepreneurial journey. Thanks each and everyone, especially for the speakers and the team and colleagues who support each other to implement this webinar in a wonderful way. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.